Hello everyone and welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In today's video we are almost in the 20s. We're at Keep 19 now that we're looking at. So we're going to talk about Keep 19, the required buildings and resources to get to Keep 19. We're going to look at the unlocked buildings and features at this stage. We're going to think ahead to Keep 20, 21, 23. And so on. We're going to talk about general recommendations and commentary as well for this stage of Evony. Starting off with the building requirements. In the last one, for Keep 18, I think we only had Wall 17 that was required. Now we have quite a bit more, and we finally have that research out of the way. So one of the requirements was the military research that I've been telling you to peck at as we go, and that meant getting your academy up, and so on. So you've been working on that, of course, and now we finally have the research requirement out of the way. So that is advanced conscription. In addition to the research, we also have Walls 18 and Embassy 18 that are required. And remember that asterisks next to the 18 for Embassy 18 means that it had an additional requirement, even though it was not listed under Keep. Embassy has its own requirement, which is Market 18. So you have to have your Market 18, you have to have Embassy 18, you have to have Academy 18 as well to get your research. You have to have Walls 18. So really, there's just a whole lot of requirements all at once for this Keep level. It's kind of a crazy Keep level if you compare it to some of the other ones that we've looked at that have just been walls for the last little while. In terms of resource requirements, the Keep itself is about 7 million of each resource on average there, right? Food's always a little bit less, but about 7 million of each. And the required buildings plus the Keep is now in the tens of millions. So we're looking at like 12, 13 million of each resource. The thing that's not considered here is all the extra things you've had to do. So you had to work on that academy. You had to work on that market to get the embassy and walls. The costs there are just the walls, embassy, and the Keep together. So really, it's cost quite a bit more this Keep level than some of the other Keep levels. Okay, moving on to unlock buildings and features. Well, surprise, no unlocked buildings. It's been like that for a while. Unlocked features, nada. So, but don't worry, there will be some stuff coming up pretty soon that we will be able to talk about in the 20s. Thinking ahead to some of the upcoming things, finally we don't have to worry about our military upcoming thing that I've been stressing for the last while. That's done. You're not going to have any more of that to deal with all the way up to 35. So you can get that off your chest, and now you can do the research that matters the most to you, rather than just focus on getting those minimum requirements. But that being said, military technology is very important, absolutely, but it's really only important when you have a military. And for this strategy that I'm doing in these videos, you're not building a military, so what you really want to be focusing on is advancement stuff. So we'll talk about that later. So thinking ahead to some of the future Keep levels, Keep 21 is going to require Sawmill 20, Keep 23, so we're skipping 22 because, well, as you probably can guess, it doesn't have any serious requirements. Keep 23 requires Barracks 22, Keep 24 requires Stables 23, Keep 25 requires Academy 24. Okay, now we get into some interesting commentary, and we're getting into the more costly, expensive, and definitely slower paced part of Evony. We're out of the beginner zone, but there's still a lot more work to go. So let's talk about some things that we could be doing right now. We could be saving our speed ups for sure, because we know that the cost of buildings and the time it takes for those buildings is just ever increasing. So we definitely want to be saving up speed ups, getting into as many boss rallies as possible. And if you're a lower player and you have people in your alliance that are boss killers, then what you can see right now on the screen is going to look around for bosses and other things that you could be doing that will benefit not just yourself, but your alliance. So you want to get as much boss chests done as you possibly can. Continue to patrol for Monarch gear. So the higher you can get your crown for your research and construction, the more it's going to take away from some of those big builds. So I would recommend at this point you have a minimum of level 3, level 4 gear. So hopefully you've gotten lucky. You have a minimum of level 3 for your, and I'm just talking about your crown for your research and your construction. So if you're able to get that, great. You can even be working on level 4 now, and that would be even better if you can pull that off. If not, that's okay. You know, you're limited by your gold and your gems, but do what you can. Work towards super advanced dispatch. So I know I said we're done with the requirements for military. And yeah, we are. We don't have any requirements for future keep levels, but that doesn't mean that the military tab is useless. If you go all the way down to super advanced dispatch, you're going to get your 5th march. So you do want to get there. You might not be using it right away because you don't have all your double drop rings. You don't necessarily have enough stamina and so on. Or you're not gathering so much. You might not need that 5th march, but you will need it at some point. So as you feel like it, as you feel like you have a little bit of time, work down that military tree towards the super advanced dispatch and get that out of the way. That is a very important one to get at some point. You're not going to be able to get it just yet. That unlocks at 25, keep level, well, academy level 25. But to get the little bits out of the way, just like we were doing with the military requirements, that really helps rather than, wait until 25 and be like, oh, now I can get my extra march. And then you have tons of research to do. So I do recommend doing it in little chunks. Every keep level, just go down the next tier, next tier, next tier. Okay, other than that, you should be focusing, like I said, on the advancement tab and working on the typography and the construction speed. Those are very important. And then in-city production is next after that for sure. And one other thing, since we are now keep level 19, at 21, we're going to get some important crafts that we could be doing in our forge. So if you have a low forge level right now, this is a good time to start building that up. You want to be able to build that to 21 as soon as you hit keep 21. So try to get that and keep it capped off for the next couple keep levels. All right, and that is it for keep level 19. Thank you for watching, and of course, a special thank you to the channel members and the channel supporters. Having your support means a lot, and I'm very appreciative of that. If you do want to become a member, then click the join button and you can check out the perks you get. But really, the best thing is just to support the channel. All right, I will see you in the next video.